What is going on, my super sandwiches? Rhymestyle here, and today I'm bringing some more Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 news. We have a brand new website, well, an updated website, as well as information about custom key blasts. So stay tuned, and let's cover everything that just basically was released this morning. So let's go ahead and cover the website first because that's kind of the more minor of the news. So Japan's website for Xenoverse 2 just updated and revealed 3 bits of information. The first bit of information is the release in Japan is actually after the rest of the world. If you guys remember last time for Xenoverse 1, it came out almost a month early in Japan, and then the rest of the world kind of had to just suffer and wait until the game came out, you know, in US, Europe, and stuff like that. So if you live in Japan, the official release date for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 is November 2nd. Roughly about a week after the rest of the world. It's the 28th in Europe and then the 25th in the US, so that's kind of cool. The second bit of information is the data transfers. It's confirmed that you can transfer from the PS3 to the PS4. Now you're probably wondering, well, what about Xbox, Rhymestyle? Why don't they talk about Xbox? Why are they discriminating? Well, to answer that question, it's because Xenoverse 2 is actually exclusive to the PS4 in Japan. There won't be a Xbox version over there. So that's why they didn't talk about it. Now I assume if you can transfer from the PS3 to the PS4, you should be able to do it from the 360 as well through cloud saving. I'm not really sure how that's going to work yet, but once I get details on how they plan on doing the data transfers from old gen to new gen, I will make another video about it. But for now, to those who are wondering if there's going to be issues transferring your data from old gen to new gen, because there's probably a lot of people who got the game on the PS3 and now have PS4, there's hope. There's hope. Definitely on the PS4. As far as 360 to Xbox One, I'll find out and I'll let you guys know. Now I know people are going to ask about cross-platform transfers, like if you had a 360 and now you have PS4. I don't think that's very likely, but at the same time, I don't want to say that's impossible because I don't know how they plan on doing it. I know Rockstar did something similar where you could have done that from what I heard, but at the same time, I don't want to confirm that you can go from 360 to PS4 for data transfers just because it just sounds kind of ridiculous. So if that ever changes, I'll let you guys know, but for now, just assume that it's going to be old gen to new gen, PS3 to PS4, Xbox 360 to Xbox One. But again, if anything changes, I will let you guys know. Now, the last bit of news that we got from the new website update shows off this new character creation screen, which it looks pretty much the same as last time, but we have 2 new differences. Number 1, we have the beard, which is actually obviously King Vegeta's beard, and 2, we have Jackie Chan's hairstyle. Now, you're probably wondering, well, Rhymestyle, does that mean Jackie Chan and King Vegeta will be in the game? The answer is no, it doesn't mean that at all. I mean, they already kind of confirmed that Dragon Ball characters will not be in the game unless they change their mind and add them via DLC later somehow. And 2, just because a specific hairstyle or clothing piece is in the game doesn't mean that character is as well. Because if you guys remember, in Xenoverse 1, they had the Boros outfit as well as Xenoverse 16, but neither of those characters were in the game. So that's pretty much everything for the website. I know they mentioned something about the beta, but I don't want to cover that news just because Japan tends to cater to only Japan, and until we get more worldwide information about the beta, I don't want to just say, oh yeah, well, it's gonna be 2 days long, because for all we know, it might be very different for the rest of us. So when we get more information about the beta, I'll let you guys know. But one last thing is that you can actually already pre-order the game on PSN in Japan. So I assume since Japan has it, we should get it sometime soon in the near future on Steam, PSN, as well as Xbox Live. So keep an eye out for that. And of course, when that goes live, I'll make a video to let everybody know. But that's pretty much everything for the website. Now, the other bit of news that's revealed today is as a custom created character, you can choose your own key blasts. Now, based off these screenshots alone, it's kind of tough to tell what everything looks like, but lucky for us, I have actual footage. Now, from the footage I recorded a couple days ago, well, actually not even a couple days ago, a couple weeks ago now, it's been a while, I can actually show you off what these key blasts actually do. But the big one is, if you guys remember, we all assumed that Frieza's freeze ray for the custom created characters is gone, but it is not. It is actually a move you can choose now for your custom created characters, meaning any race can get the freeze ray. Now, from my experience playing the game, every character had the basic key blast. If you press circle or B, you just shoot the regular pew-pews like we saw with any other race except for the freeze race in Xenoverse 1. However, if you hold the button down, then you actually choose to fire a more powered up version of the blast, and that's when it was different. When I saw in the actual demo that I got to play a couple weeks ago, every character had a different way of firing it. I remember Gogeta and Goku, they had like a powered up blast where you just basically hold back and you shoot a stronger key blast, which we saw in previous games before. For the Time Patroller that I got to play as, when you held the button down, you just unleashed a fury of key blast, similar to what we saw with Vegeta in the series. And then Janemba and Lord Slug, they had this weird delayed blast where you just power it up and shoot it, and then it just kind of sits there. So I don't know if you can actually fire that afterwards, or if it's kind of designed to be like one of those traps where like you toss the key blast back and then you kind of try to punch them into the combo. And now, of course, we can also confirm that the Frieza that we saw in the Frieza race characters in Xenoverse 1 will be in the game as well. Now, you're probably wondering, well, Rhymestyle, isn't that OP? I mean, the only reason why the Frieza race had just that attack in Xenoverse 1 was because it was kind of overpowered. It was kind of a cheap tactic. Well, yeah, but you could also just perfect block it. I mean, the freeze ray in Xenoverse 1 was just basically free ki for me. Like, the second that blast hits you, because it was very, very slow, you just perfect block it and you get a ki bar back for it. So what I think is going to happen is it's more balanced in Xenoverse 2. I haven't had a chance to play around with it and test it, but from what I noticed is if you hold the button down, there's kind of a delay. So you can't just sit there and spam the charged up attacks for any key character in the game. Every character that I got to play as when I played a demo, whenever you held the button down, there was always some kind of delay that kind of left you wide open. So if you're going to use that move, you better combine it with something else, like a combo or a stamina break or something. You can't just sit there and keep firing the powered up version of the ki blast over and over again and try to get a victory. So now the question I have for you guys is which ki blast are you going to choose for your custom created character? Are you going to go for the Frieza Freeze Ray, the Janemba style delayed attack that kind of hangs in the sky, which you can basically combo into moves with, or are you going to go for the Vegeta style ki burst, or are you just going to keep it simple and just do the powered up ki blast that we see with Goku and Gogeta? Which one are you going to choose and why? Comment that down below. As far as me, I think it's going to be between the powered up ki blast that we see with Gogeta, or I might do the burst, because the burst is basically kind of like a weaker version of the Die Missile Barrage that we saw with Gotenks in Xenoverse 1, and that attack was pretty useful. So it's either gonna be that or the powered up ki blast, because the powered up ki blast you can actually combo in if you do a stamina break, so it could be a good way to do a little bit of damage. As far as the freeze ray, I think I'm gonna leave that attack in the past just because it's not that good of a move. I mean, if you fight against noobs, it's easy to freeze somebody, but once you learn how to perfect block, that attack is pretty much useless. So I'm probably going to avoid using that in the next game. But what about you guys? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. So that's everything. One more bit of news, which is not really news. I heard that next week we're going to get a new trailer, and I assume this is going to be the one that reveals the human and the Namekian transformations. So keep an eye out for that, I guess. If you're new to my channel, subscribe and I'll keep you guys in the loop. But for now, let me know your thoughts on everything that I covered in today's video. It's exciting stuff, man. Every time I see more Xenoverse 2 news, I just get more and more hyped, and I'm sure you guys do as well. In fact, if you're hyped for Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2, make sure you punch that like button twice as hard in the balls and leave a comment down below. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of the day. My name is Rhymestyle, and I'll see all you awesome super sandwiches in the comment section below. Peace.